We got a damn good show for you tonight. What do you say, Jane?
Yeah, we got a damn good show. Let's get her done.
All right. Okay, folks, so before we get right into the current video, I thought I'd show you these real quick. Somebody recently suggested I mention the value of some of the bottles, so I put these ones up for sale last night since we're getting closer to Halloween. Now, this is an Esco embalming fluid bottle, registered 1933, and these are two poison liquid iodine skull and crossbone bottles. So I posted those for $40 for the three of them, and it wasn't up probably an hour, and somebody had purchased them. So there you go, just an idea. Nice little sale for Halloween. Let's get into the current video. Good day, fellow YouTubers. Thanks for joining me for another bottle digging recap bonanza. That's right. So, without any further ado, as Big Al would say, let's get cracking. Cheers, folks. Okay, folks, so this recap is based on the two-part dig that I recently posted. So first up, let's pull this out of the box. Now this one came out in this two-part dig, and as you can see, it's a little worse for wear. And I believe this is going to be a ginger pot. Everybody's saying it's a ginger pot. And yes, folks, I dug two of these up down there recently. And to prove that I didn't just reuse the same one, as some folks may be thinking, there the other one is as well. No, I don't know why there would be two of them down there. They had to be thrown out together. They had to be. I don't know what other explanation there could possibly be. But there they are. And looking at them side by side, this one actually looks to be a little bit smaller than that one. Huh, interesting. Okay. A couple little stoppers come out. Nothing to write the New York Times about there. Now, this was an interesting item. I thought it was going to be a sharpening stone, which, as it turns out, folks, it is a sharpening stone, an aluminium whetstone made in Germany, and you can look that up online, and there'll be lots of images come up, some even with the original label on them. Aluminium whetstone for size and knife sharpening. And speaking of knives, this here knife rest come out a few digs ago, so I thought I'd show that. And that works like that. You'd have your dirty knife and you'd set it up like that, so the blade stays off the table. Pretty cool.
A few moments later.
Okay, folks, I'm back. My tripod was giving me a hard time, but I think I got it sorted out here now. So I'm just going to set this down here, these two items like that, and we will move on to this interest. No, I'll leave that in there for some time in the future. Next is this little bottle. Yeah, I had a few suggestions on this one. I myself thought it might have been an ink or a mucilage, but the common consensus seems to be that it is a perfume bottle. And I'm not going to argue with that. It very likely could be. We got a couple of these amber pill vials, I would say. Well, there goes my thing again. I didn't show these in the video, but there they are cleaned up. Okay, folks, so next up we got a big ol' bromo seltzer, cobalt blue one. Emerson Drug Company. This one's from Toronto, Ontario. It's got the lug style thread on the top of it there. See that? There's like 3 lugs on it. It's like a screw top. And there's varying dates on these. Could be like 1915s into the 1920s or even early 1930s. That one cleaned up nice. Oh, let's get cracking, folks. What's your favorite beverage out? Oh, here's one from a couple digs ago. Still down at the old honey hole, though. Dr. Kendrick's White Liniment. Lovely blue bottle. Blown in a mold with a tooled lip. And speaking of tooled lips, folks, I remember when I first started digging, only 4 or 5 years ago, I was always looking for a way to figure out how to date the bottles I was finding. And the first thing normally when you look up something like that online is you come to this diagram showing the length of the seam. Now, some of you more experienced diggers know the length of the seam on the bottle really has no indication on the date of the bottle. So for you newer diggers, keep that in mind. The length of the seam does not indicate how old the bottle is. What it does indicate is more or less the tool that was used to finish the bottle. Now, if you look at this one here, it's got a big old finish up here, like a big lip, and the seam is down here. So when they tooled that, the tool they used would have rubbed the seam out down to that point there. So that's the seam only comes up about halfway up the neck. That might be an ammonia bottle there. That's a nice one that come out. Now, similarly, this one here, this amber flask, it's got a longer finish on it as well. And it's got a ring here. So the seam ends way down here, closer to the shoulder, because the tool they used would have been bigger, right? It would have taken up more of the neck. And similarly, if there was a ring way down close to the shoulder, the tool would have had to go way down to the shoulder to make that ring or whatever down there. So the seam, of course, is going to end here. Now, for another example, let's look at this poison bottle that come out in the last dig. It's just got your basic finish up here. Real simple little ring there. So the seam comes way up almost to the very top of the, well, not the top of the neck, but the bottom of the lip. So it was just a little simple tool we used to make that one. So the seam comes further up. This bottle is no older than, or no newer than these other ones. The seam has nothing to do with the age of the bottle. Speaking of poisons, here's that other poison that come out. Check it out. Flatback coffin bottle, Dominion glass mark on the base, so it's going to be after 1928. Use with caution. Poison. Beauty. 1 ouncer. And this one here, I believe, is going to be a British poison. Yeah, so that was a bit of rambling about the length of the seam, but folks, the length of the seam has no bearing on the age of the bottle. Okay, let's keep going. Cheers! There's that bell. I'm going to have to mix another drink here in my nice green glass. All right, what's next? Let's deal with this here. You're not going to be able to see this real well. But as it turns out, folks, these are shoes on here. Now, this is some sort of shoemaker stamp. Now, under the magnifying glass, I have deciphered most of the lettering on this. And this is what it says up here. Now, the lettering's all backwards, of course, because it's a stamp, right? You're gonna like that. Okay, up across the top, it says a quartet of beauties. So the quartet being these 4 shoes, I believe. And then down here, it says, illustrating 4 lines made by blank. I can't make that out. Shoemakers. There is beauty in every line, and every detail is perfected by blank. I can't make that out either. And then it says, made by blank. We are business blank. So all the blanks basically indicate are probably very important words in identifying the makers, but anyways, I can't make it out. So there that is. Very interesting piece. I wish it was in better condition. Next up, folks, we just got this amber chemical bottle. It is blown in a mold with a tooled lip as well. See, the neck's real short on this one. It's just got a, you know, a basic finish on it. The seam comes almost up to the top here. There's just like a single ring lip on it, so you know what I mean? The tool is just going to be real shallow. As I say, that's a welcome chemical bottle, by the way. It says on the base there. And then we got this 3-piece mold, since we're on the subject of molds and bottle making. You can see the seam here. This bottom piece would have been 1 piece, and then the top part is 2 pieces. See, that seam divides this piece from that piece, and then you got an applied lip up here. Cleaned up pretty good. I could work on it a little bit more there, but and there, got some rust on it. Anyways, a nice little 3-piece mold, nice color. Date's probably it's going to be late 1800s. Might even be back as far as 1880s, right? 1880s, 1890s. And then finally, folks, we got this Brookfield insulator. Lovely blue color. It's a 45 Cliff Street, New York. Got a 10 up here. Got a big chip out of it down here. And a big old bruise on this side. And I mean a big one. But it does have the dates. 1883 up here. And then 1884 down here. November 13th. And February 12th. Shame that it's beat up as bad as it is. But still a beautiful, beautiful color. And, well, it just means that there's probably more down in there for me to find yet. So that's it, folks, for this video. YouTube has been very stingy with the with the funds lately, the revenue on the videos this past week and a half or so. So anyways, we'll see what the future brings. We got some great finds coming out down there in the hole in the next bunch of videos coming up. Jane joins me on a couple of them as well, so stay tuned for those, folks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and we'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.